How confident are you that you didn't break the law today? Good. Hold on to that confidence for about 10 minutes. We're about to go through 10 laws that are real, verified, and still on the books in some places in the United States. And all of them are really dumb. Time to catch the mic. Kicking off our list with number 10, in Wisconsin, America's Dairyland, where they literally have a law requiring cheese and butter to be, quote, highly pleasing, unquote. There's a vibe requirement written into the dairy code. Not just safe, not just edible, highly pleasing. Somewhere out there, there's a government official whose job it is to decide if your cheddar has good energy. So, does cheese have to pass a mood test before somebody gets to eat it? For number 9, we're heading to Georgia. Now, you've heard this joke your whole life. Why did the chicken cross the road? In Quitman, Georgia, the answer is it doesn't, because it's against the law for chickens to cross the road. So, the most famous comedy setup in history, the ancestor to dad jokes, somebody looked at it and said, yeah, let's go ahead and legislate this one. The chicken is not crossing the road, not in Quitman, Georgia. For number 8, we're heading to Little Rock, Arkansas. After 9 o'clock, you cannot honk your horn near anywhere that sells cold drinks and sandwiches. That's basically every gas station, drive-thru, and late-night diner in the city. So if you're sitting in the Sonic drive-thru at 9:01 p.m. and your order's wrong, you're eating those wrong curly fries in silence, my friend. Eyes forward, suffering in peace. For number 7, we're headed to the home of a bunch of dumb laws, Florida. In the state of Florida, it is illegal to fall asleep under a salon hairdryer. And here's the thing, both the woman and the salon owner can be fined. So Florida looked at somebody napping under a bonnet dryer after a long week and said, we're gonna need to make this a criminal matter. You're tired? That's a ticket. For number 6, we head to Arizona, where you cannot, I repeat, you cannot allow a donkey to sleep in a bathtub. Now, before you laugh, I need you to know this law was enacted in 1924 after an actual flood swept a sleeping donkey who made himself comfortable in someone's bathtub a mile downstream, and they had to rescue him. This law is real. The donkey was real, and Arizona decided they were not going through that again. So I wonder in Shrek if Donkey has his own bed or if Donkey's breaking the law in the movies. Now I gotta go watch them. For number 5, we're heading to Kentucky, home of the Wildcats, where if you want to hold public office or practice law in the state of Kentucky, you must swear on the record that you have not ever fought a duel, and that you did not stand in for someone else's second in a duel. The oath has been required since 1848, which means somewhere between 1848 and today, enough people were showing up to government jobs fresh off a duel that they actually had to put it into the oath. Kentucky was the wild, wild west, and nobody ever told us. For number 4, we're heading to Washington State, and it may finally settle a centuries-long argument. In Shamakya County, it is a felony, not a fine, a felony to harm Bigfoot. Now I know what you're thinking, Bigfoot isn't real, Sean. To that I say, Shamakya County disagrees. They passed a law in 1969. They were serious about it. The penalty was originally set at $10,000 and 5 years in jail. They assigned the full weight of the legal system protecting a creature that has never once been definitively photographed. Bigfoot has better legal protection in Washington than a lot of things I can think of, including people. So there's a creature out there who both is mythical and has rights. I totally respect that. For number 3, we're headed to Alabama. and I really need you to sit with this one. It's illegal to wear a fake mustache in church if, and this is the word, if it causes laughter and disrupts the service. So the mustache itself is not the problem, the laughing is the problem. Which means somewhere somebody walked into a church in Alabama with a fake mustache and the whole congregation lost it. And whoever was preaching said, "I've had enough." And they went straight to the city council. The mustache ruined church. The mustache lost. For number 2, we're heading to the potato state. The only state in the entire country that felt the need to write it down, no eating people. Every other state figured that unaliving people and related laws had it covered, but Idaho said no, we need to be specific. Look, I don't want to know why Idaho felt like that they needed to close that particular loophole. I'm choosing to believe it was purely precautionary. But I will say, if you're ever in Idaho and somebody invites you to dinner, and they seem a little too excited about the menu, you have options. Legal ones. For number 1, we're heading to the volunteer state, Tennessee, where if you give your Netflix password to your mother, your college roommate, your cousin, literally anyone, you may have committed a crime. Tennessee updated its theft of services law to include streaming credentials. Netflix literally started cracking down on password sharing a couple years ago, and Tennessee was right there like, we already have a law for that. Your mom watching Grey's Anatomy on your account? Technically, she's a criminal. The most relatable of this whole entire list, it's illegal in at least one state. You're watching this video right now and you might be a criminal. Congratulations. So there you have it. 10 laws, all real, still technically enforceable, and really dumb. And if you're in Tennessee and you've watched this on a borrowed Netflix password, first off, no judgment. Second of all, thanks for the view. And third, you might want to look over your shoulder or disconnect your Wi-Fi. If you made it this far, hit the like button. It helps more than you know. Subscribe if you haven't already, and if your state has a dumb law on its books that you want me to know about, let me know in the comments. We can do another video just like this. Thanks for hanging out. This has been Storytime with Sean S. We will catch you on the next one. YouTube is showing you some other options for more of my content. I'll catch you over there.